everybody. Another quality of seconds, thirds, sixths, and sevenths is called augmented, and the augmented intervals are a half step wider than the major intervals. So let's take a look at these. So if asked to construct an augmented second, augment means to make larger, diminish, smaller. If asked to make an augmented second above this F, we would go 1, 2, come up, in other words, two letter names to G, and we know that F to G is a major second, therefore I have to make it wider, so I'll bring the G up to a G sharp. So F to G, which was our major second, is now made wider, F to G sharp. Okay, and then for the augmented third, we count up 1, 2, 3, so it's F to some kind of A. We know from our knowledge of major scales that F to A is a major third, therefore I have to make it wider by sharpening the A to an A sharp. F to A, major third, augmented third, F to A sharp. Similarly, with an augmented sixth, I'm going to count up sixth from F. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That'll bring me to D. So our augmented sixth will be F to some kind of D. Well, what do I know about this? I know that F to D already is a major sixth, because 1 to 6th of the F scale is a major sixth. So I'm just going to sharp the D now. So my F to the D major sixth becomes F to D sharp augmented sixth. And then we need an augmented seventh above F. Count up 7. That brings us to E. And we already know that F to E is a major seventh because it's 1 to the 7th step of the F scale. Therefore, I'm going to sharp the E. And that sounds like an octave, because we have F to E sharp, and E sharp is an F. But on paper, it's 7 steps, so it's a seventh. So don't let the sound of the interval confuse you or distract you from what's appearing on the page. All right, let's take a look at E flat. I need an augmented second above that. I know that E flat to F is a major second already from my knowledge of the major scales. Therefore, I have to sharp that F. So from an E flat to an F, the augmented second becomes E flat to F sharp. Okay, what's an augmented third above E flat? Well, I know that a major third is E flat to G. Therefore, if I sharp the G, I will be augmenting it. So E flat to G, major third, E flat to G sharp, augmented third. And an augmented sixth above E flat, I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That brings me to C. I already know that E flat to C is a major sixth because I know my E flat scale. Therefore, I'm going to sharp the C. So with an E flat to C, which is a major sixth, it now becomes augmented by raising the C to a C sharp. And now I need an augmented seventh above E flat. So I count up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, brings me to a D. I need some kind of D here. I look at what's given to me and I say, that looks familiar. This is the first note of E flat. That's the 7th note of E flat major scale. Therefore, that's a major seventh. And I want to widen that to make it augmented. So I sharpen the D. So a major seventh from E flat to D sounds like that. The augmented seventh Sounds like an octave. And going from G, I want an augmented second above that, so I go up to an A. I know G to A is a major second. I sharp the A. G to A, major second. G to A sharp, augmented second. I want an augmented second above, augmented third above G, so I go 1, 2, 3, brings me to a B. I already know G to B is a major third from my knowledge of the G scale. So I'm going to bring the B up to a B sharp, which looks like a C on the keyboard. So G to B, major third, and then G to B sharp. Okay. G to B and G to B sharp. Augmented third. Let's look at the augmented sixth. Count up 6 from G. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 brings me to E. I already know what G to E is. It's a major sixth. I'm going to widen it by making the E into an E sharp. So G to E is our major sixth. And I'm widening it by bringing this E, stretching it up to an E sharp, which is really an F. On paper, though, it's an E sharp, so we have to label it as some kind of sixth. Okay, and last one, G up 7 brings me to an F. Now, we know what the major seventh above G is because we know the G major scale, and we know the seventh note of the G scale is an F sharp. But I have to go even higher than the F sharp, and I still have to call it an F. So this calls for an F double sharp, which is written as an X, right on that line. So my G to F sharp, which was a major seventh, now becomes an augmented seventh by raising the F sharp to an F double sharp, thereby giving me what looks like an octave on the keyboard, but on paper is some kind of seventh. And let's go down into bass clef now. This is the second A flat below middle C. Middle C is floating up here. The top line is the A below middle C, and then we come down an octave to A flat. So we need an augmented second above A flat. Well, what do we know about the A flat scale? We know that A flat to B flat, and I'm going to write that in with pencil. Put the B flat over here. We know from our knowledge of the A flat scale that the first to the second note, A flat to B flat, is a major second. Well, how do I widen that? I make the B flat into a B natural. So we simply erase the flat. So A flat to B flat, our major second, sounds like that, and the augmented is wider, A flat to B. Okay, we wanted augmented third now above A flat, and this gets interesting because the third note of the A flat scale is a C, yeah? And that's a major third, but I want it augmented, so I have to sharpen the C. So A flat to C is our major third. A flat to C sharp is our augmented third. Now we need an augmented sixth above A flat. Well, what do we know about A flat? We know that A flat to F, the sixth note, is a major sixth. Therefore, if I sharp the F, I have an augmented sixth. So A flat to F, major sixth, A flat to F sharp, augmented sixth. All right, I need an augmented seventh above A flat, but I already know that A flat to G is major. It's a major seventh. So I'm going to sharp the G and A flat to G major, and now augmented, A flat to G sharp. That's my octave. Okay, on the keyboard it's an octave. On the page here it's a seventh. All right, let's go on to B flat now. We're in the bass clef. Well, we know that B flat to C is a major second. Therefore, B flat to C sharp. I'm going to crunch the C sharp in here. Excuse me. B flat to C sharp is now an augmented second. So B flat to C, our major second, I sharpen the C. B flat to C sharp. All right, for the third, I need an augmented third above B flat. Well, what do I know? I know that B flat to D is a major third. Therefore, B flat to D sharp is an augmented third. Here's B flat to D, major, B flat to D sharp, augmented. And an augmented sixth above B flat would bring me to G, counting up six. But I really know my B flat scales well, and I know that B flat to G is 1 to 6th of the B flat scale, therefore it's a major sixth. I'm going to sharpen that G and turn it into an augmented sixth. So B flat to G major, major sixth, B flat to G sharp, augmented sixth. All right, I need an augmented seventh above B flat. I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That brings me up to A, some kind of A. From my knowledge of the B flat scale, I know this is the first note and the seventh note, therefore it's a major seventh, and I'm going to make it even wider by sharpening that A. So B flat to A, major seventh, B flat to A sharp. On the keyboard, it's an octave. On the page, it's an augmented seventh. And let's contrast the B flat with a B. So starting on B, second note of the B scale is what? It's a C sharp. So we always go from what we know. And we know B to C sharp is a major second, but I need a double sharp for this. The C sharp's not going to make it. I have to bring it up even higher. So we put an X on the second space, the C space. So that's B to C double sharp. Here's B to C sharp. And to C double sharp. Okay, it's an augmented second. I need an augmented third above B. Well, I already know that the third note of the B scale is D sharp. I'm writing it in pencil. And a half step higher than the D sharp is a D double sharp. So we need another X. And you see this gets harder and harder if you're at the piano reading this stuff and you see an X there. It's very confusing. But again, this has nothing to do with the keyboard. It has everything to do with these circles and dots that we're putting on the paper, and therefore we have to define it since it exists. Okay, so that's our augmented third above B. We need an augmented sixth above B. Well, we know that the sixth note of the B scale is G sharp. Therefore, B to G sharp is a major sixth. And to make it augmented, I have to widen it. So I'm going to change the G sharp to a G double sharp. So B to G double sharp is an augmented sixth. Here's B to G sharp, which we previously had, and then I raised the G to a G double sharp. So B to G double sharp. Okay, and then I need an augmented seventh above B. I know that the seventh step above B is an A of some kind, and I also know that the seventh note of the actual B scale is an A sharp. So I need to bring that A sharp up another half step to an A double sharp. And there we have it. So the B to the A sharp, the major seventh, now becomes an augmented seventh by raising the A sharp up to an A double sharp, which is a B on the keyboard. On the page, it's an A double sharp. Well, that's it for our introduction to the augmented intervals using seconds, thirds, sixths, and sevenths. If you'd like to download this page, I have it in the description section as a PDF file, and you can just easily download it by clicking on the link. And please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you next time.